Now let's talk about the creamy contrast, like the soft, like nice roll off that you get in every Deakins film. All right, so to create this creamy contrast film-like look, there's tons of different factors that are going in, okay? So when I started off this grade, by the way, this is from the music video that I graded recently that's on YouTube, sitting at well over 25 million views. So the first node was my exposure, and most of the heavy lifting was done in the contrast. And then I lifted my gamma up quite a bit because that's the trick that you need to know. You got to keep a lot of the meat in the middle so everything opens up. Because if I were to just get rid of this, look at how dull this is. And if you think of anything from Roger Deakins, like there's a lot of information, yet nothing is overwhelming. So then after the exposure, I just cranked my saturation just so I have more room to play with when I start creating my look. And then we went into creating our look, and we're going for a very moody, warm, dreamlike look. And then afterwards, if you look at, just focus on this side, okay? How it's kind of falling into this yellowish tone that just is not really pleasing when it comes to the skin. So then in this one, I corrected that by using my midtone and just brought back some of that magenta by canceling out that yellow green that was going on before. And it just makes the whole thing rosy and really nice. And then in my look adjustment, I affected the whole image, just kind of pull some of that red out because it was just getting into that nuclear world. And then after that, this is the sauce. This is where the magic happens. And obviously this shot in particular, this entire scene, we wanted to give it a dreamy look. So I used the glow effect, which is part of the studio version. And then I went pretty heavy on it, okay? So in order to have the glow effect affect most of your image, you're going to have to open up the threshold. So when you go to 0, you're basically saying, hey, affect everything. And I really wanted to do that because I didn't want the shadows to kind of just fall into that darkness. I want it to be very pleasant and open the entire image up. So just look at the scopes, right? So it opens it up, but still look at, we're not touching the bottom. We're not touching the top. It just still lives in the middle, right? So that's what's giving it that dreamy look. And then obviously noise reduction to clean everything up, and then grain to give it that character. Now let's check out this look's breakdown step by step. There's so much detail. There's so much contrast. Like even you can see it in the scopes. Nothing is washed out, but it has this really soft, clean look. And this is how it was created.